Call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence for the armed forces. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Brenda, can we take roll call?
Absolutely. Counselor Andrews is absent. Counselor Flegel? Here. Counselor Nye? Here. Counselor Pearson?
Here.
Counselor Rydell?
Here.
Counselor Shear? Here. Counselor Wilson?
Here.
Mayor Miller?
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right. If everyone can please silence all cellular devices during this meeting. Thank you. And council members, please remember to turn on your microphones. Today we have two special visitors. We're going to start with Kathy Fitzke from PAWS. Will be attending to discuss the TNR program.
Okay, hi, thank you. Thanks for allowing me, pause, and we have some volunteers here, so I appreciate you allowing us to come before you to discuss TNR within the borough. We gave you a nice little packet with more information about CATS and TNR than you probably ever wanted to know. But we're trying to give you enough information so that you're familiar with the intent of TNR and how it will benefit the community. So I don't know, is anyone familiar with TNR now already? Okay. The intent of TNR is trap, neuter, return. And that means that the cats are being returned from where they are being cared for. The big part of that is that the goal is to lessen the population, okay? It is not to bring cats into the community. It is not trap, neuter, release. We do not take cats from other areas and bring them into an area where we're trying to, get everybody altered, vaccinated, and with the goal to decrease the population. Now, the one issue with cats is that they breed prolifically. So in any area, you're going to have cats breeding. So what we're trying to present to you is, because we've had a relationship with the borough now with subsidizing TNR for their community residents. And what we want to do is to re-engage and to recommit PAWS to being more active within the community so that we can take care of some of these hot spots that have popped up around the community. We recognize that, to be happy neighbors, that these nuisance problems need to be taken care of. The majority of nuisance situations with cats will be taken care of with the altering, getting them spayed and neutered. They're less likely to roam, they're less likely to yowl, they're less likely to have cat fights, that type of thing. But that doesn't take care of everything. And I know that unfortunately, you guys get to hear about these types of incidents. And unfortunately, the one thing with cats is they do bring out very intense feelings sometimes between neighbor and neighbor. And what we want to make clear is that, one, we are definitely prepared to help mitigate those situations and to mediate them so that it's not, you guys aren't wasting your time, and I say that with a good intent, dealing with cat problems. So that's what we're looking for, and we would like to know from you, what else you need to continue this. I know that there was discussions on, possibly just having the cats trapped and removed, or, requiring people to own the cats and take them inside. We're here to try and help decide how we can make this less of a problem within the community. And catch and kill will never solve your problem. The cats are just going to, when you remove a cat from a location, the cats, they just find their way back. And they generally, it's generally even more of an issue with the cats because they're no longer familiar with the area, and you start it all over again. Requiring people to, if they feed the cats, to bring the cats inside, it's not gonna happen. I'm just being honest, like, I'm not trying to be curt, it's not gonna happen. So what we're trying to do is to, again, like, reinvigorate the program, and to try and, one, get more community involvement so that it's not just PAWS volunteers taking care of the situation. The one example I can give you, and it's not apples to apples at all because it's a completely different community, but in Lower Paxton Township, we have the same arrangement. One of the reasons why that particular TNR program has been successful is because we have a lot of community involvement. So the community is very willing to learn how to trap, to transport, to recover, those types of things. And I see that, and our volunteers see that as like the #1 key issue, is if you get more people involved with the program, you're going to see more success. You're going to see people learning more and being educated more. And you're going to have more hands-on so that it's not a small amount of people trying to contain a large problem. So, I mean, if you can see in the pamphlet I've provided an estimate, this is an estimate and it can go both ways, so don't take it to heart and don't gasp. But the estimated, I apparently don't have it in my little folder, so the estimated, which one?
Here.
Here. Thank you. I used this off the 2020 census of the Palmyra population being 7,800, so I know that can vary too as well, but it's not going to be a significant impact. It's the outdoor cat population dynamics page. So with using estimates based off of studies and things like that, in the Palmyra Borough, there's an estimated 1,114 outdoor community cats. So, and that's huge. That's a huge amount. It doesn't mean it's accurate. It could be lower, it could be higher, but we all know it's a significant amount of cats in the area. So, and I point that out just because that means that we really need to embrace the situation. The one thing that I can absolutely guarantee you with PAWS, we work very, very hard. Our adoption program adopts out almost 500 cats per year, and 95% of those cats come directly from all of our TNR projects, our programs. So we rarely take in community surrenders as being personal owned pets, because there are outlets for that, and we help people with that. But what I'm saying is the majority of our cats are pulled directly from our TNR clinics. So if we're adopting out 500 cats per year, the majority of those cats have all been rehomed from living outdoors. So when we have kittens, we take the kittens. When we have friendly adults, we take those. Not everyone has the capability to do that. That is one thing that I take great pride in for PAWS, because that's not how it used to be done. And we've really, I mean, at some of our TNR clinics, we will walk away with intaking 50+ TNR to foster cats. And that's huge. And we're an all-volunteer organization. And I'm not saying that, with 1 year recommitting to this program in Palmyra, you're never going to have cat situations. But if we can maintain this consistently, I absolutely can promise you that you will see less nuisance behaviors, you'll have less conflicts, and you'll have a better relationship within the community and the cats. The goal is to make the cats disappear. And I don't mean that as in do something bad with the cats. I mean disappear as in they won't be hanging out on their neighbor's front porch if they're not welcome there. That type of thing. And I put in here, just because I think it's very relevant, that Alley Cat Allies, a national organization who's very much the leader in TNR, they did a study and they asked the question, what would you do about an unknown cat on the street? And 81% of the respondents said leave the cats alone, 14% said trap and kill the cats, and 5% said other. And within this study, I didn't put the whole thing there, but what they found is that even with things like feeding bans, license laws, all of those types of things, if someone is compassionate and sees an animal, sees a cat outside, they are going to want to provide care for that cat. And in that instance, it means feeding the cat. So I bring that up only because I've been involved with TNR for so long. I have really met some very, very passionate people who will go out of their way, even with feeding bans and things like that, to continue feeding. And it's those people that we need to get to and support and get them on board with TNR so that we can contain the situation and stabilize it. The other thing that I want to point out is that you're always going to have situations with neighbors, and I put in here about best feeding practices, because that's huge. There are some people who think that they are doing the cats a favor by putting out more than enough food, leaving it out overnight, which attracts bugs, which attracts wildlife, and that we are not a proponent of that type of feeding, because we recognize that we're trying to, keep things controlled and not just have a free-for-all. So that's one of the things that we would like to do with the community, again, is to educate them on what best practices are, how we can not only think of the cats, but think of the community, so that, again, and I know I keep saying it, but to be good neighbors. So those are all the things that we would like to do. And one of the things that was very, very helpful in Lower Paxton is that we would have community meetings, so that we would invite people who wanted to learn about TNR, people who needed TNR, and also people who had issues with cats, so that it was, inclusive, and we can try and get people settled down, know where issues are. In Palmyra, we have quite a few locations that are already identified as, being heavily populated with cats. So we do have that, but that is one of the ways that we can engage the community and help them get involved with the program. Do you guys have any questions? Jess, do you have anything to add? Jess, I don't know if you have anything.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that, my name is Jessica, and my attempt is to engage the community. I have spent boots on ground and spoke with, I can't even tell you how many people at this point. And I'm getting good reaction. They want to address the situation. They're, being helpful and trying to just was at the Palmyra Community Day event, had it set up there, spoke to a lot of people in the community there as well, very supportive, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from the public. We also offer, our organization also offers a pet food pantry that we just started this year for the community, because we recognize the need with the economics. We also are doing a low-cost vaccine clinic. We've been running that, actually with you guys, the neighbors, you and the fire company, to try to assist the families in the community even further. So, in the packet, there is some contact information for me as well, because I'm going to be trying to hear more about coordinating TNR. And do you guys have any questions for me?
Right now, yeah. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
The question that I have for council is, do you want us to cooperate with Paul's continually to try to educate our community, to try to see what we can do to, make resources available? Are you interested in continuing with the PAWS program? That is, because we've lost communication over the years, and I know Kathy and her band of volunteers here are anxious to get that built back, as long as we have council support for that, so.
Yeah, I think we should, because I know
Yeah,
Elijah can, he sees what's going over at the Public Works Building. I see what's going on behind the American Legion with, we have at least 500 cats up there alone. It's a mess.
Yes, and Sue, raise your hand, Sue, if you see some person back there, it looks like her.
I have been taking care of that colony for
Several
at
years.
least 12 years. The cats up there that I've been caring for have all been, spayed, neutered. If a new one comes up, I trap it, get it taken care of, and it's back out. For years, I went with just maybe the first couple of years, there were a lot. And then we really dwindled down to maybe 4, 3, 2. And then all of a sudden, last year, the motel was condemned. Cats came out everywhere. So I was up at the motel, and in November, I trapped 14. And then I got the boot from Barbara Cartwright. So what's happening now, this is baby time too, there's gonna be a massive explosion of kittens up there because we can't get there. We need to find a place that we can trap in that area, legally. But the cats behind the borough, the building, the old water treatment plant in it, those are all totally fixed, 100%.
Yeah.
Medicated, flea and tick treatment, wormer, I work at a veterinary hospital, I get meds. I mean, these are probably the healthiest free roaming cats, seriously. I take care of them, I just had one, I brought in, his leg needed to be amputated. He's recovering now in my living room. So the consistency of me going there day after day, that the routine is so important, because that's when you know if there's a newcomer. You can see all the regulars, and then as soon as you see a new face somewhere, trap goes up.
So if council's interested, Bill and I will work more closely with.
Okay. Because one of the questions I have is if we run into a property owner or a business owner who is not receptive to us helping, is that where we could reach out, and get some, okay? Because in that specific area, I won't name the business, but there is a particular business that has a very large population of cats, and we have tried to reach out and interact, and when we're really not getting anywhere, so.
Yeah.
And we're kind of scared to go there, so.
We can try to help you with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
You say you adopt out 500 cats a year, over what area?
We're in the Harrisburg area. Our facility is in Grantville, so we do Lebanon County, Dauphin County, Cumberland County, York County.
3 or 4 county area.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and there's particular I mean, we won't turn cats away from, areas that we're not necessarily working in, but those are our biggest impact areas right now.
We shall do that.
Do
Okay,
you need a motion for that, or?
No,
Okay.
no,
thank you.
just need your blessing.
Now, will you guys supply the traps? If
Yes.
the,
Years
Yes.
ago.
okay, because I know that's very important, and teach them how to trap.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We have the traps, we have deterrents, so you can look through like some of the deterrent solutions that we offer, and we do have some of that, so we can give it to the community members. And I think like the biggest thing here, I know we've discussed it, is the open communication on where things are happening, so that we can make sure that it's not slipping through the cracks.
But I'll be able to link our website into Paul's.
Yes.
And the information that you provided us, I'll be able to put that on our website so that if there's an issue, we can get people.
Thank you.
I can actually make a form, do you have a cat problem?
Okay.
And have it go directly to you all.
Excellent,
So
that's great.
I know that, Bill, you had one thing that you wanted to bring up.
I already talked to her about that.
Okay, so you already
Yeah.
got that? It's
Yep.
about the billing part of
Yeah.
it, so, okay.
We can provide all that, that won't be a problem
Okay.
at all.
All right.
And the vaccine clinics have actually done really well too. I mean, I think that's important because that's addressing the pet side of things within the community, and that's what this whole approach is. So, and the food bank, the food pantry that we operate is in partnership with the Caring Cupboard. So that's doing well.
And what veterinarian do you use?
We partner with a lot of veterinarians.
Oh, okay.
But the Paws facility is in Grantville. It's the old volunteer fire company. And we have multiple vets that help us. Our medical director is Dr. Leslie Whitaker. And then we have 4 other vets that will help us there. And then in the community, we use Hershey, we use Dolphin. They're huge. They're one of our biggest partners for our foster cats. And Dr. Walk's office in Lebanon, we use Myerstown. So we're
And
everywhere.
have you ever reached out to the vetting zoo?
They have their own little
Yeah, they
particular
do.
program,
I
so
help
they're
them,
already,
yes.
so they're filled to capacity, and that's the biggest thing. Like, if you guys ever get a vet, and you're all like, oh, I should send them to Paws, or anywhere, because that's what we really, really need, is more vets, so that we have more appointments to fill. So you can volunteer with us.
I will.
Okay, vaccine clinic coming up in the summer.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Summer's
you,
good.
guys.
Thank you. All right, next we'll have Rebecca Zalitz from the Rotary Club will be in attendance to share information regarding the sign placement at Main and Lingle Avenue.
I would like to make one correction on the agenda, if I may. She is not here in that role tonight. She's here as the Downtown Revitalization Committee representative. With Rebecca in this community, you have to pick a hat. So, I picked the wrong one.
Also, no S at the end of my name. so-
Sorry.
But you said it right. Yeah, so I am here this time representing Palmyra Revitalization Committee. I sit on the committee as a representative of a member of the Rotary Club. But we are made up of business owners in the borough, residents of the borough, and representatives from community organizations in the borough. We just want to let you know, we meet monthly on the last Friday of each month, 4:30 to 5:30 at Schoolhouse Antiques, and everyone is always welcome to come join us. So Brenda joined us last month, and that prompted our visit here. So we wanted to revisit the Welcome to Palmyra sign that was previously approved by council back in October for installation in Mayor's Park at the corner of Lingle Avenue and Route 422. To recap that sign, the proposed sign is 10 feet by 5 feet with 18-inch faux stone pillars on each side. This is the largest size allowable under the current ordinances, and we didn't want to get any special approvals. Funding has already been secured for both the creation of the sign and a typical installation process. So if all we had to do was, dig holes, anchor it, that's covered. Since the original approval from a different council, some concerns have been raised regarding the location of Mayor's Park, what constitutes the ground at Mayor's Park underneath the grass that's there, and the potential connection to how it is graded and how that goes into stormwater management. So if engineering studies or reports would be required as part of the installation, those costs were not anticipated by our committee, weren't in the original project budget, and are currently beyond what we have available. At this point in our long journey, that I only came in halfway, this has been going on for at least a year, and I kind of joined in end of last summer. So at this point, we're looking for guidance on the next steps that we can take, whether there may be any willingness or availability of funds from the borough to assist with this project, contribute to any engineering-related requirements that might arise. If not, that's fine. We still remain fully committed to the continued revitalization, beautification of the borough, and we appreciate, as always, your time, consideration, and support of all of our improvement efforts. So Brenda has some photos of the area and the sign.
One of the things that came out of the meeting that I attended with the Revitalization Committee is they had asked myself, Bill, our zoning officer, Elijah, and our assistant superintendent, Jimmy, to visit the site to see, okay, what actually needs to happen out here to place this sign. There are some concerns that I'm going to share, but as you can see here, between the pole. Oh, you okay? Sorry. All right. We almost had a crash up here.
Bumper chairs, that's all.
Between the light, the signal light pole here and the pedestrian pole here is the most logical place to place this sign. It actually is more on the diagonal. It would be seen more by those that are coming and going from the community. This, as you've seen, is the sign that is being proposed to be placed at that location. So the four of us met out there, and there are some concerns. As you can see, I took these pictures this morning. Thankfully, our portion of it was freshly mowed. The corner here, this is a very steep hill. The slope is, it's very sharp. You can see that this portion of the hill is actually more a mound at this point, okay? And this is a very steep slope. So, giving you a different view, you can see now, granted, the road actually does go down at this location, but I'd like to think I was at least standing straight up and down to be able to get this picture. You can see that this particular part of that slope, the very top of it, is higher. And there's a reason for that, because it slopes all the water down to this area here to hit the drain. One of the concerns that we had, and I will go back here, is this is that drain right here. So all of this from the top of the hill, there's a swale right in here, and it meets up with this particular area, and it drains all the water from that location. In order for us to be able to put the sign, well, let me just back up. If we put the sign on the top of the hill, you're not going to see it, and when you do, it will look like a billboard. because it's too high. It's not in the sight line. So, it needs to be placed down more. Rebecca has provided us with, she's obviously far better than I am with graphics here. She has placed this sign where we were talking about having it placed. As you can see, any higher, it would be more of a billboard, and it really would not be noticeable. Coming down on the slope would make it more in the sight line. The problem that we have is there's no way, because of the steep slope, there's no way to place this sign that it wouldn't interfere with the integrity of the slope. We're going to have to cut this out somehow to tier it so that there's more of a flat section for it to be on, because it's not going to sit pretty right where it's at. And Rebecca has actually placed it on here where we were looking. It's about, Elijah, 5 feet? It was about what we were talking about, 5 feet past the traffic signal box up the hill?
Up the hill.
It's like halfway
Yeah.
up the hill. There is no good way for them being the Public Works crew, to maintain this. So, I would like to have an engineered plan that tells us how we can cut this hill and still retain the integrity of the stormwater. However, this is not a borough project. So if we're going to expend engineering costs for this, that's up to you. I can't just have our engineer go out and start, engineering a way to place this sign on there without your consent.
Can we talk with Mike from Rittenhour to see what they can do to help our Rotary out to accomplish this?
What I can do is probably get a proposal for how much it would cost for them to engineer it, and then you all can make a decision. I mean, we've gone this long. I mean,
Right.
if we have another month or so, until we make a decision. I mean, something's gonna happen here. It has to happen here. But it also has to happen so that it's friendly to the community, it's friendly to the garden club, who, no disrespect to our garden club friends, are not getting younger, and they have committed to maintain this. So I don't want them climbing a hill like a billy goat.
No.
But I don't know how, we can't just go in there and cut down that hill. The stormwater runoff is challenged then.
You wanna
In
put
it-
a notch in it,
What's that?
like put a notch in it to put the sign in.
Well, that's what I want to make sure we can
Yeah.
do, and
Get
to
rid of all
what
of it.
degree do we have to do it?
Yeah, 'cause we don't wanna have a landslide either coming down the middle of the intersection.
Exactly, and, they're not going to be able to mow behind it, I'm not sure how they're going to weed whack behind it. If anything, we could try to make the area around it to be as much landscaping as possible to keep them away from it. You have something you want to add?
Yeah, me and Jimmy talked about it a little bit earlier. We could, if it's possible with engineering, if we could do something as far as like a retaining wall in the back and the sides and slope down.
That's what I was thinking too, yeah.
Sign like inserted in there, we can have ground lights in there, and then around the backside and down the hill, we could plant flowers or some sort of, I don't know anything about flowers or anything, but, the garden club.
Well, the garden club is looking for younger members.
There you go.
They can definitely help us out with like flowers or something that'll like attract you to it, and then maybe something that can grow over the wall and kind of bloom, and then it would leave us with almost the same thing as what we have. If we put the retaining wall far enough back, we won't have to worry about getting behind it as much if we have some flowers back there. It's an option.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's feasible, I'm not an engineer.
But what I would,
Proposal from
Our-
Rittenhour.
our crew has the capabilities of actually doing this. The problem is, I want to give them something to follow.
Yeah.
We don't want to just, spitball this. This is not something, like you said, we don't want,
5 years from now, it's gonna maybe
Yeah,
collapse if.
we don't
don't
want
have-
any kind of a landslide behind it. We want it to actually look good. I mean, they have volunteer or somebody that's committed to actually paying for this sign, and we'll put the sign up, but it has to be done right.
I'm
So-
okay with getting a hold of Rittenhour to get a proposal.
Are you okay with me getting a proposal and presenting it to you? Okay,
Absolutely.
okay, and we'll do that, so, yeah, we'll talk more tomorrow now that you're here.
Well, thank you again for your time, and we look forward to continuing with the project. That's not me, right?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. At this time, I'd like to open public comment period number 1. Please step to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and try to limit your comments to 5 minutes. All right. I'll close public comment period number 1. Consent calendar. Approve the April 28, 2026 Borough Council meeting minutes. Discussion on if appropriate.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Action and discussion items. Ordinance number 842, amend chapter 350, vehicles and traffic. Discussion on if appropriate.
If I may, yesterday, we got another one, so we will add another handicap parking at 236 North Chestnut Street. North Chestnut Street. So we have 3 adds and 2 removes.
All right. To authorize the Borough Solicitor to prepare and advertise ordinance 842 and an ordinance amending the following provisions of Chapter 350, Vehicles and Traffic, of the Palmyra Borough Code of Ordinances, Section 350-26, Special Purpose Parking Zones, add 236 North Chestnut Street, add East Broad Street, South Side Handicap Parking, 414 East Broad Street, add West Cherry Street, North Side Handicap Parking, 717 West Cherry Street, remove North Lincoln Street, West Side Handicap Parking, 39 North Lincoln Street, remove South Harrison Street, East Side Handicap Parking, 120 South Harrison Street.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. All right. And that brings us to reports. I don't have anything, so I'm gonna turn it over to the mayor.
Thank you, President. So, how many folks have seen Palmyra from the air? Excellent, some. Has anybody seen the WITF aerial photographs of our town? Well, look on YouTube, folks, and look it up, aerial views of Palmyra from WITF. They fly around the town with a drone, and they show the town from very different angles, and you will be very surprised and very impressed. So I would highly recommend folks taking a look at that. It's very inspiring, to be honest. You see it, it looks very inspiring to see the town. That's very good. So, and for Pause, I want to thank you for your work because it is a real challenge and you're really trying to do great things. And it's a lot of effort that you put into it, so I want to thank you very much. It's a hard one, I can't deny that. So that would be also awesome. Our Palmyra sign, I think what was just discussed with the additions to, you know, maybe some lights and a little bit more of the design that goes into it, which we had done with the council in the past. We had discussed all of this to try to get some things work. Some issues had popped up. But I think we would consider going down that path, more than just putting a sign, just blipping it in there. You gotta make it look, because Palmyra, when you see that sign, you get the visualization. If you do some extra stuff around there, it would really be very, for the folks coming into town and seeing it, it would add to a lot of confirmation to how good this town could really be. So I hope you folks can take a look at that with the engineering. It might cost a little bit, but what it would do for the town, I think, would be phenomenal. So keep up the good works on that. And if you have, and not spend some time in our town to the areas that we have 3 or 4 grounds that are already out there, Memorial Field and stuff like that, and go and look at those and how well they've been maintained. The town has put a lot of effort into that. We've had some folks that have gone there, the Garden Club was there, and we've done a lot of things for those, like town parks. And so if you haven't gone to them, go ahead and enjoy them, because this is a good time of year for that. So with that, the town is really trying to, keep getting better, and I'm really happy with their direction that they're going in. There's some really good things have been happening, so hopefully we can keep up the good work. That's all.
All right, thank you, Mayor. The financial report, delinquent sewer and refuge account.
Okay, I would like to go on record that Stacy, who normally does this report, was out last week with a family emergency, so I had to do it for her. And I told her not to worry about it because I distributed the report. However, if I have it wrong, to please correct it for next month. I think this is right. So I don't understand why there's a zero balance at greater than 90 days. However, I'm sure Stacy will correct that. She's the woman in the know when it comes to this report. But we're down to 81,000. We're still doing pretty good. I mean, there's going to be a level of which we're going to lower to, and we'll probably continue to stay there. What we want to test is how low can we go. So we're still working on that. Any questions about it?
3.
What's that?
We could at least get to 63 because we were there.
Yeah, we started out the year good.
Yeah, so we're better than what we were last year this time, so.
Definitely.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
Fire department and EMS report.
nobody's here from the fire department. They're still wrestling with the fact that they can't create their reports due to the inability to print them. They can create reports, there is no option to print them. So, out of their new reporting system from the federal government, so they're still working on that. Lifeline Emergency Medical, I got this after I distributed your package, like probably an hour. So I just thought I'd put it at your place tonight. So if you have any questions about it, I'm happy to share.
All right, Western Lebanon County Regional Police Department.
Chief didn't leave me anything, so I don't have anything.
All right. Planning Commission, and the commission met on April 22nd of 2026.
This actually pertains to ordinance 841 that you gave authorization to have sent to the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission met on the 22nd of April, and they actually approved it. Their recommendation to council is to enact the ordinance. We've not received, to date, we have not received anything from the Lebanon County Planning Department. They have until May the 24th, I think it's next Friday or so, of which to make comments within their 45-day comment period. So I do not anticipate anything from the Lebanon County Planning Department solely because it's an ordinance. If it were a plan, that would be different. It's an ordinance, and the Planning Department doesn't normally take a position on whether or not the community wants to change an ordinance. So it's been advertised for action at the May 26th meeting, so the next meeting we will hold a public hearing. Your solicitor will be here to assist you with that hearing. So the next meeting for the Planning Commission is scheduled for the 27th. At this point, we don't have a reason to meet. So.
Public Works Department. Elijah?
All right, you guys all got my report? All right, perfect. So first I'd like to say, we had our DEP inspection this month. Brenda gave you guys a report. As you've seen, we did very well. And that was a big weight off our back. That was very stressful for a couple weeks, so I'm glad it went good and it's over with. But other than that, you guys see that this month was riddled with sewer issues. Although there was only 2 this month, sewer tasks are nothing to mess around with. Fortunately for us, we do have great guys with great experience with sewer replacement. We had one on South Green Street that was 15 feet deep. 15 feet deeper than any of our equipment can dig. So with the assistance of Jack Custer, we got the job done. Took a little longer than expected, but with sewer lines that deep, anything can go wrong. Fortunately for us, we got our vac truck that Friday after it happened, and that made it easy to jet the line and hydro excavate the pipe. We also had an issue on West Cherry. Although this sewer line was only this one was 6 feet deep, which was a lot easier than 15 feet deep. By no means was it easy, but we got that line dug up and fixed in no time, and we got it all covered back up. We have not yet patched over the holes. We've filled them with stone, but we're waiting to pave over them right now. But fortunately, summer help starts on Monday, so we are going to jump right on that ship, and we are going to patch them and hopefully others around the borough in no time.
Elijah, how long do you think it's gonna take till you get them all patched? 2 weeks or so?
Yeah, I would say they start Monday. I would guess, rough guesstimate, by the next week, we'll be right on to it. We gotta cut them, and then we gotta make sure they're making asphalt. I know the plant was having issues with that. I'm not 100% if they got it resolved. Because we tried to go get cold patch the other day too, and they said nothing was working there. So hopefully tomorrow they'll have it again. They said Wednesday, so I'm gonna call in so we can get done. But other than that, I'm hoping to get 3 crews running by the end of the month. The first crew, which will be the summer help, they'll be mowing the grass. The second crew will be doing basic public works services as far as chipping, street sweeping, curb painting, line painting, all the maintenance stuff we do at a regular basis. And the third crew will be doing patchwork and alley work all around the borough. This will give me more ability to be more accessible for all 3 crews, and I'll be able to bounce around and help where it's needed. And then this month, we've set ourselves up with success for the coming months. Summer season is always our busiest time, and I'm very confident that we set ourselves up for success moving forward. Thank you.
Thanks, E.
Thank you.
Anything?
I really would like to give a public kudo to our guys for that South Green Street issue that we had. And, you know, like Elijah said, ironically, our new vac truck showed up that Friday, and we were able to put it to use. At the same time, the gentleman that actually delivered it, that were here to give us training, went out with our crew on the site and trained them in an actual use in hydro excavating and how to use it. So they had some hands-on experience. But that situation, as you can see in his report, he broke out like the sewer tasks. And you can see there's subsections of each one of those addresses. I mean, to replace a sewer line isn't just opening the street, fixing it, and then closing it back up. There's a lot more that goes into it, and it can take days. This crew here handled it very efficiently and very pleased with their efforts. And I'd also like to publicly thank them for getting our Public Works compound set up. He hates when I call it a compound.
It's not my favorite. I just prefer the shop.
Complex, how about that? You know, maintenance garage.
Yeah.
They worked to get our MS4 inspection, you know, to get ready for the MS4 inspection. And I cannot thank them enough. I bought them lunch. I really am truly, truly appreciative of everything they've done. They walked through, the DEP people walked through and literally made comments like, this is the nicest facility we've been in a long time. And that's thanks to our gangs. So,
Yeah, that was definitely a challenge getting ready for that, especially balancing. That kind of came, it was right the same week paving started, and paving was kind of just like Friday, they showed up and were like, hey, we can pave Monday, and I was like, whoa, you know, because we still had a lot of prep to do. I mean, I had to get manhole risers, trim trees, and do all sorts of different things, and then, of course, we had our West Cherry sewer problem the same day they started paving, but the crew, we stayed a little bit later, and, you know, we got everything done, and that's thanks to the guys and all their hard work, so.
Tell them again, thank you from us.
Yep.
All right.
oh yeah, I mean, you have no idea how much money they've saved you already.
Elijah, one thing, if you can take a look, I had a report to me, South Duke and Walnut, where they did that repave there. There's a house right on the corner.
Okay,
There is a 3 to 6 inch lip
really?
from where they finished paving to they go into their driveway now, where it used to be
South Duke
flush.
and Walnut.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look there, all right, yeah, I'll keep it in mind. Yep.
Is it part of the paving project?
Yeah, they just
Okay,
repaved that street.
if we have a problem, we
Yeah.
will contact the,
They have to come back.
so check it out and let me know.
Yeah, okay, yep,
Yeah,
I'll look
did
at
they-
that tomorrow morning.
Did they take care of the one, was it on Santawood?
Which one?
We said something about it earlier, they were
Yeah,
complaining about the
I think they
driveway.
did. Yeah, they were supposed to come back that day. I
They
haven't gone-
did do that area that I saw, but I don't know
I
if they
haven't
got
gone
everything.
over there and looked. We were pretty busy today with mowing, and we had a summer guy. Our summer guy came today. One of them came today to get a little bit of training before Monday starts because I kind of want him to lead the crew. So we had him today. So I was kind of tied up a little bit, but I'll run out there tomorrow morning first thing and check everything out, and me and Jimmy will run out there.
And let me know.
Make
If we
sure
need the
everything's squared away.
contractors to come back,
Yeah.
I'll let the engineer know that they need to check it out.
Yeah, they did a killer job at Southeast Park. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but it looks
Yeah, I did, it
amazing.
looks really good.
And yeah, they did a killer job. So
does.
and
It
the
looks
lines
really
even look good. So
Yeah, it's right around 559 South Duke, right
Okay.
there at that intersection.
all right, perfect. Yep, I'll take a look tomorrow morning. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Brenda Borough Properties.
It's not really to report in any of the properties themselves, but gee, Elijah, where are you going? You going home? I'll hear about that tomorrow. There's really nothing on the properties or the cemetery, but I with the parks, if you allow me to move you through your agenda.
Yep, go right ahead.
Seriously, you need to drive over to Southeast Park. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, with it.
So it
I'll have to
really,
walk
really
down there.
does. Paving that parking lot is going to be so much nicer for that park. And the thing about the park getting paved is, it's done. We're not going to need to do it over and over again because it's not a heavily traveled type of a
Well, they
location.
did the entrance and the exit too.
What's that?
They did the streets going in and out too.
Yes, they
Yeah,
did
it
the
all
entrance.
looks
Oh,
nice.
And they striped the lines for parking.
Yep.
So it looks terrific.
Refuge and recycling.
I don't really have anything to add for you there. The same way with the sewer system, I think Elijah has pretty much updated you on our most recent sewer issues. But I did, in your packet, I did include a copy of the MS4 inspection report. So we received a lot of kudos from them.
Sinkholes.
Macintosh Crossing Basin sinkhole was addressed, okay. The 900 block of East Cherry, we filled the latest sinkholes, and we have a few more starting, so we're going to work with ARM Group on what is the best approach. We followed their recommendation to fill the sinkholes and then cap them off with clay, and now we can see that the clay is starting to sink, so.
When I talked to you about, by the beer depot down there, you said that's ours, right? Even though it's.
About
it's
where?
That sinkhole right before the beer depot.
On
It's-
422?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
it's on our
PennDOT.
road. I thought you said part of that was ours.
That's on PennDOT's road.
No, that's on PennDOT's road. That is not ours.
okay.
Yes, thankfully. So, the sinkhole between the curb and the sidewalk are holding. They're doing well. The one that's actually deep in the detention basin is the one that's getting a little lower again. So we're gonna continue to watch that. Like I said, for the stormwater, you have the MS4 report. Street and alley maintenance, our crew wants to do alleys. Up until now, they've been mowing. So now that we have our summer help coming, they're gonna be starting to address some of these very bad alleys. I mean, the ones with moon surface. I
There are
don't know
some
how
bad
we're gonna
alleys.
catch up with all of them, you know. It's like chasing your tail. By the time we get them nice, winter hits and it just kills them.
Yeah.
I had to detour around Ridge today, and I turned too soon and had to go down Kramer Way, and there was like 4. And I didn't know how to stagger them to get through them without hitting one. It was horrible.
Just send it.
Put your helmet on first.
Yeah, that's about what I did.
Stormwater-wise, the contractor started putting in the stormwater pipe from the Melrose development down Kramer Way, turning it on the unnamed alley towards Lincoln. So they put the storm drains in right now, and then they're going to be actually connecting those. So the project's underway. Hopefully, we won't hear much more about stormwater issues up on the hill.
All right. Traffic signals?
There's nothing to report there.
Anything else with the Public Works Department?
I think that's enough.
All right.
But we always have the other just in case.
How about the solicitor's report?
The solicitor's report, I did receive from her, and I'll make sure that council gets a hold of it. We have a property that used to exist at 310, 312 East Cherry Street, which is now a detention basin. However, out of those 6 properties, we don't own 310, 312. It's still in the original owner's name. That individual never signed the property over to us. So previously, council has approved us to go with a condemnation. And we're in the process of that. So we've asked him again. I've talked to him personally myself. He never makes any kind of an indication that he's willing to give it over to the borough. He had mentioned something, and I don't know what he was talking about, but that, he wanted to protect his estate or something like that. I don't know what he's trying to do. Long story short, no movement. It's been how many years, and we're finally, I am not a fan of condemnation in any way, shape, or form, but this is one of those situations where it's the only way we're going to resolve it. So we'll ask the court to take care of this for us. So Joselle is working on that.
All right. Zoning and code enforcement.
You received a report. If you have any questions on that, I'm happy to answer. Otherwise, I do have a report from the zoning hearing board meeting of last night. If you recall, it was the application to create 2 residential units from a commercial at 128 East Main Street. I believe it used to be a chiropractor's office, okay? The applicant did not submit the site plan for that application until the 6th of May. The application actually stated that they were going to create 2 residential units, but the site plan came in showing 2 residential units and a commercial unit. So therefore, their site plan did not meet their application. So that came up last night with the zoning hearing board solicitor, and the applicant asked whether or not they could amend their application to allow for a small commercial space and 2 residentials. The zoning hearing board did agree to allow them to have that amendment. So, the application was approved with conditions. And if you recall, this council took no position on the application. I took the liberty of changing your decision last night after hearing the testimony about this particular property. 128 East Main Street does not have rear access. There is a 4-car garage on that property. The only way that they can access that property is to drive on the parking lot of the neighbor's property and then scoot in the back. Because there's a parking lot between the physical building and the garage. I took the liberty to testify at the zoning hearing board that the borough is against that unless we receive something from the property owner of the adjoining property in writing officially that allows them to drive on that property to access. Because down the road, this will be a civil issue between neighbor and neighbor, but I don't want the borough brought into any kind of a civil issue between neighbors because we never took the stance and we allowed that to continue. So on behalf of council, I did testify that that had to be a stipulation. And the zoning hearing board did agree. They also changed the 1 residential unit on the first floor was supposed to be 2-bedroom. They will only allow 2 residential units on the first floor, 1 bedroom each, because it will change the amount of parking that they are required to have and can't provide. So the first floor apartments can only be 1 bedroom, and the changes can only be made with proof from the adjoining property owner that the tenants are allowed to drive on his or her property to access the rear parking lot. If they cannot provide that, then the application is denied.
Thank you. All right, Borough Manager's report.
No. Are you guys tired of hearing from me tonight?
Not yet.
Okay. I provided you with information regarding the Maxis system. So, what this is, the door access control system, as I reported previously, stopped working on a Monday out of the blue. Come to find out, in making all kinds of calls to the Maxis company, the company that actually sells Maxis, which is our software program, they are located in California. I finally got hold of somebody, and they sent me to the Illuminated Integration Company, which is a service vendor of theirs for the Maxis program. The nice thing about this company is everybody that used to be with Sage Technologies who installed the system went to this company. So they know our system. So in talking with them, I had a little bit of a Teams meeting with them and determined that we are 3 versions behind in our software program. And as you can see, the end of support notice for our version ended December 31st of 2023.
Of course it did.
So, in order for Maxis to provide us with service, we have to come up to date. And that up to date in our versions is $957.50, which you can see in the quote that we received from, I call it II. Just easier than trying to remember. But that will bring us to the most current version of our door control system. What that also provides us is a year's worth of support from this company. If we have a problem, we submit it to them and they come through our contract with Maxis for the software. Okay? Now, there is time and material, but they can actually remote into our system and take care of a problem if we have it. As it is right now, I have no backup. We have no backup. The borough has no backup for our door control system. So I'm proposing that since you're not currently paying for me, but you're paying for me, you're not paying me for one position, you're paying me for another position, that we might move $957.50 from that line item where I would be paid out of the assistant manager salary and move it to the contracted computer services line item to allow us to bring our system up to date. And then we have we have support.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
You're gonna second it? Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
That software update going to be good for a while?
The update will be good for a while. This issue is though, and I need to share this with you too. The annual renewal for this program is between $300 and $350 a year. So that's probably one of the cheapest software programs that we have.
And that gives us
What that will do, will get us updates. When they update, they will update us.
And that gives us support as well
Yes.
through the year?
Yes.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yes. I also talked about, also about a preventative maintenance contract for going forward. And the reason I talked with them is because we also have our AV system. These systems here throughout our building, there's one on the police side, there's one here, there's one in our conference room. This whole system that's on the wall here is completely out of my realm. I know how to program YouTube, but that's it. So they're going to prepare something for us to consider for budget time for next year. I don't need that right now. If I have a problem, I can call them. We'll do a time and material. They'll come out. They'll check it. But you know, I'm sure we're going to find out that our AV system is also behind in versions 2. So software doesn't sleep.
No.
So right now, we should only have to pay $300 to $350 per year going forward to keep current with the updates and to keep our support.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But to catch up is the 957.
Right, no, I get that, I get that.
Everybody follow that? Okay. All right. And the second thing I have for you is just an information, and I just want to bring you up to speed on this. The Western Lebanon County Regional Emergency Management Agency, which we affectionately call Will Cream Ya. We love these people. I mean, they really do give a lot of their time to look out for the emergency management aspect of this community. They have a program called RACES, which is an amateur ham radio. You probably know a little bit more about this, Marcus, than I do, that assists the county. And I think I had reported previously that the county does recognize them as a backup system should the county system go out. They need a antenna in their emergency operations center so that the RACES program, I always hate to say that, it's RACES, RACES.
Radio Amateur Civil Emergency System.
Yeah, that. Maybe that's what I should do, because everybody on YouTube right now is going, who's racist? So the RACES program needs an antenna to be able to get their transmissions out from this location. I previously reported that I told them, you have a budget and it has to be done professionally. Bob Moyer from Moyer was in and looked at our setup, and he is preparing a quote. I want to make sure that everybody here is okay with that happening. We're not going to pay for it. It's going to come out of we'll cream up budget. But, you know, it's an addition to your building. So if you're okay with it, we'll get it done.
Yeah, 'cause currently, the system is bouncing off of a repeater in Mount Gretna.
Okay,
That's how it's working, because the signal through here, we gotta hit the repeater in Mount Gretna Mountain Tower to get into Lebanon.
we won't have to do that anymore.
Yeah,
It'll
not
go
with this.
straight. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't know. You are probably a better asset to this discussion than me, but I didn't want another hole being put in the roof of this building if it didn't have to be. And if it does have to be, I want it done by a professional company.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're okay with that and they're willing to pay for it, you know, then we'll move forward with
Put it
it.
up.
Okay. I'm done talking now.
All right.
You need a motion for that?
No,
Okay.
no, I really don't.
No communications. Anybody else have any other business?
I do not.
I got two things, Deborah.
You have two things.
Two things. First one, every year at this time, whether it's May or November, there's issues with campaign signs. I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, who's your candidate, who's it's not. Leave your hands off of them. They do not belong to you. Do not put them on private property unless you have their permission to put on private property. There's people that are getting upset with this, and they're going to start reporting it to the police department. Because it is illegal to trespass and put up signs. It is illegal to take somebody else's sign that does not belong to you. So please leave them alone. Number two, because we're going to be meeting after Memorial Day. Think about the veterans in our community. I deal with a lot of them, being a veteran myself and being part of an organization. It's not a happy day for some of our guys. They could use support. You know a veteran that's having trouble, guide them to the VA. You know, this time of year, we'd still deal with 22 suicides a day with veterans in the country. You know, if you know a veteran needs help, reach them out to the VA, please.
I just wanted to thank all of our police and first responders. They just put on a massive active shooter drill at our high school this past weekend, and it was very educational, and it went very well. So I wanted to say thank you to all of them.
Yes, it was actually very interesting to watch. All right, at this time, I'll open public comment period number 2. Please step to the microphone, state your name, address for the record, and try to limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Greg Reed, 233 East Hazel. Brenda, who's doing the project up on Grant and Ridge Road?
Kramer Way and Ridge Road?
Yeah.
Funk, the contractor for
Yeah.
the,
Do you have an idea when that's getting done? I don't know if they communicated with you guys or anything of that.
they communicated with me as to when they were starting. They didn't tell me how long it would take.
Okay. Dave's happy.
Dave is happy?
Dave, I saw him today. Guy that lives up on the top of the hill.
Yeah, Dave McCloskey.
Yeah. Now, the reason why I'm asking is, and this will go to the police department, people coming from Ridge Road, from east to west, hit that sign, they come flying down Grant. I'm at the back of my pickup truck at my house, you know where I live, and they're coming around there and they're just flying. Bunch of young lads almost got hit going to school this morning. And maybe you don't know about the accident that was there this morning, because these people are in a hurry to go to work, and they're coming down around there, and they are flying. So I don't know.
You talking about the strip of Grant Street by the school?
When you come down Grant.
Because they
when you
have
turn
it
on Hazel-
detoured right now, Tony.
Yeah, no. I
Yeah,
know.
when you turn on Hazel.
Yeah.
I live right on the corner,
Okay.
and they're just, they
Whipping
wanna
it.
get back
Flying to
up.
get around.
They wanna get around and get
on
back
Ridge.
up.
Yeah, I got
At the
you.
Hershey
Okay.
Med Center or whatever. They're bad. And that's why I was wondering how long it's gonna be.
I-
Because they have their sign, detour sign, down on Spruce.
Yeah, they're supposed to go to Spruce and out to Railroad, but nobody does.
No, they're cutting off at my house there, and they're, I mean, like I said, this morning there was an accident there.
Yeah, it
Because
was at
people were in-
Hazel and Lincoln,
Yeah,
yeah.
because two people were in a hurry to get to work. But I'm afraid, you know, these kids going to school. You know,
Yeah.
I got a lot of little hooligans going to school there, and
Right. And you know, the sad thing is, it's not the contractor's fault.
no,
They're just doing the job.
right.
Okay? The problem is people are too much in a hurry and they don't want to follow the prescribed detour. They're
Yeah.
supposed to go out to Railroad and back up the, you know, so, I mean,
I'm
I
glad-
have,
don't
I
get me
have to
wrong,
look.
I'm glad that's getting done.
Oh,
I
amen.
mean, it's, how many
How many years?
years?
Years.
Yeah.
How
years.
about,
Yes.
I don't wanna say
Decade.
centuries, decades.
I'll defer to my friends across the table here to maybe, keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got day shift. Coming from the other direction, because I ran into it this afternoon coming, I didn't even see the detour marked clearly coming, heading east. You turn at Chestnut,
Yeah,
um,
Chestnut.
and I went down to the first stop sign thinking it was Hazel, and it's not. It's the one that dead ends.
it's a dead end.
And I ended up coming down Kramer Alley.
There's a
So
lot
my
there.
concern is, our car's gonna be flying through Kramer Way now to get down to Hazel
Oh, yeah.
to
They
get back
already are.
around.
Oh, they are.
They're going down the alley,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
They're turning around because they can't get up to
Well,
Ridge
They'll
Road.
hit 4 potholes.
Yeah. I was gonna say
They're
that.
there, between Hazel and,
Well, we're not fixing
Whatever
them
that
right
other one-
now. It'll
no.
slow the
no,
traffic
it'll
down.
slow down.
But my big concern is the kids,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
so that's why I was wondering how long it's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to be.
Yeah.
I know that they hit a couple rough spots up
Yeah.
on the top of the hill at Ridge Road.
Yeah,
So, they're trying to get all of the inlets
Yeah.
set, and then they're gonna hook them all up.
but, yeah, between 7 and 9, when people are going to work and, you know,
3:30 to 5:30.
3:30 to 5:30.
Yep. Yep.
And there again, all the kids are coming out of the north side, so, okay,
Thanks, Greg.
all right.
Thank you.
Anybody else for public comment, period number 2? All right, I'll close public comment, period number 2. Announcements, Borough Council will conduct its next public meeting on Tuesday, May 26, 2026, and Tuesday, June 9th, 2026, beginning at 7 PM. Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned.
June 9th.